You look at Thomas Frank, he gets 2 banks of 4, especially behind the ball, and allows oppositions to have a lot of the ball. He's fine with that. Different to Ange, where it's such a high press and a fast press all of the time near enough, where it leaves holes and you can get exposed in the midfield areas out wide, up front. So we look a little bit, we're definitely harder to beat, but offensively we just look miles off. And again, I put on our social media before the game there, the manager, he gives you opportunities to play football. If you're a player in that group, you can't turn around and say you haven't had an opportunity. But who's seizing the opportunity? Who's doing enough to make the shirt their own? Especially out left. I look at Richarlison's performance again tonight. Didn't have a lot, feeding off scraps. But is his all-round play good enough? Questionable. And I'm not seeing enough match from a few people. No. But we have to put things into context and where we was last year. You know what I mean? That group that played tonight and started that game tonight was all. There was not one player different. From last year, there wasn't anyone. We had Kudus who started on the bench, Xavi, Palhinha, all the new signings.
But I'm sure when we went to Bodo Glimt last season, we had Solanke up front.
Solanke not available. What I'm trying to say is, it's a group that finished 17th last year.
Yeah,
lost 22 games.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, just again, Kulu, Madders, and Solanke,
big players to come back.
They're 3 starters, in my opinion. So, they are massively missing the moment. The biggest thing for me, Gaz, at the moment, and it's just football in general, innit, is this. Everyone's playing with 3 across the front, right? And the wing, they're not even wingers. I don't know what they are. Left wing
hybrid,
striker,
isn't it? Yeah. Hybrid. They are.
Mate, nobody's able to beat a man. We don't seem
the
to
levels
have
have dropped off, mate. You only got to look at the strikers. There ain't none. You know what I mean? You think of the money that was paid out for Gyökeres at Arsenal and Sesko at Man United this summer as they're meant to be the 2 sought-after strikers. They're not all that at all, are they, Madge? You know what I mean?
Very poor.
There's a real lack of quality. But unfortunately, I'm looking at people like Odegaard on the left tonight. Didn't do enough. Brennan Johnson, I know it's someone that you spoke about in your TalkSport show as can he be used somewhere in a different position to try and get a little bit more out of him. You spoke about that this week. I don't think he done enough. He gets the hook. And they're problems for me because we need these players to come to the party in games. You know what I mean? And if you can't come to the party and contribute against teams like that tonight, then that's going to be a big issue moving forward for them because the inevitable, as I said on the social before, the inevitable will happen. This is a process at Tottenham. It's a new process, yeah? You look at Daniel Levy's gone. You've got to back the new ownership or the model within the current ownership to try and kick us on. And if you're not doing it, you'll get replaced. 6 months, a year down the line, you'll get replaced, mate.
Well, we got to take a look at the goals and how they came. First and foremost, we were very lucky that they didn't go 1 up from a penalty. Awful penalty.
I've never seen a worse penalty. There has been some bad ones, but Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
How much did he clear the goal?
I made Chrissy Waddle's penalty.
It's gone right over the stand for me.
Yeah, they're still looking for the ball.
Yeah, terrible.
That's how bad it was.
Terrible penalty.
But, we give away a penalty.
I thought the penalty was soft, Madge. I thought it was 6 or 1, half a dozen. I'm looking at the way that if Van der Ven's the one judged to it, the man.
Where's he from?
From the Netherlands.
He's from the Netherlands.
He does a bit for you again tonight, doesn't he? I tell you what you're seeing from players who are elite at Spurs, like Palhinha, yeah? In the week. I'll play centre half, and I tell you what, I'll score an overhead kick for you as well. Yeah, against Doncaster. What I'll do is as well, I'll score you a 94th, 95th minute goal against Wolves to equalise.
I'll score against City.
Van der Ven, you're not doing it at the boys up the top, so I'll join the party and I'll get us back in the game today. Yeah, doing a bit for you. The players that really shouldn't be because it's not in their job. It's not in their job description, if you like, but they're doing it because they're elite players and they're that good.
For those that are watching the podcast live as we record this on YouTube, good evening to Wilson T. Joins us, says, yes, boys, man, we got away there. We certainly did, Wilson.
Definitely.
If you are in the chat on YouTube right now, do say hello. Let us know where you are watching right now. As we say, guys, Mickey van der Ven, captain of the side tonight, unfairly given that pull in the box. See with the boxes and pulling in the box.
Terrible.
It's just, again, I was listening.
I do think he was pulling the player, but I think he was getting pulled as well. So
he was being rugby tackled.
6 or 1 and half a dozen, whatever way you want to look at it. I think it's a very harsh decision. But I'll be honest with you, Madge, you couldn't deny them, could you? The other lot. They deserved.
Oh, yeah.
They deserved it. Do you know what I mean? They deserved that little moment. Fortunately for Spurs, he didn't take it. blazes it over the crossbar, and you go into half-time, still in a football match, and expecting a reaction at half-time.
Yeah, I know a lot of people were enjoying me on my phone last time when they watched the podcast. But just to go through the Champions League scores, Gaz, tonight, Atalanta finished 2-1 against Club Brugge. Kairat got battered, didn't they, by Real Madrid. Real Madrid scoring 5. Atletico Madrid 5. Frankfurt 1. Wow, that is an absolute drubbing there.
Yeah.
Bodo Glimt 2. Tottenham 2. Chelsea, they beat Benfica 1-0. Another red card. João Pedro got a red card. They got an own goal, so Chelsea ain't playing great, are they? Listen, it happened in the Europa with us last year, didn't it? Same circumstances as well. Galatasaray, Osimhen scoring against Liverpool. It's hard to go to Galatasaray, mate, I tell you. Inter 1 against Slavia Prague, it's 1-0. Martinez scoring a goal there. 2 goals, actually. Marseille 4, Ajax 0. Aubameyang on the score sheet there. And Mason Greenwood on the score sheet as well. And then Paphos.
He's a player, Mason Greenwood.
That's why I bring this up. Paphos,
Really is.
Paphos 1, Bayern Munich 5. Harry Kane, 2 goals in there. Harry Kane, mate. Wouldn't you like to see him out there tonight?
I'm seeing I'm Harry Kane's biggest fan.
You've still got the pyjamas, mate.
But the golf is like, it's getting bigger. Literally, mate. Like the comparisons to him and someone like Richarlison, who's the man who's. It's a hard gig for Richarlison because you're taking over from Harry Kane at Spurs in that slot. He couldn't lace his boots, mate.
Oh, no.
Unfortunately, but he's not alone because there's not a lot of other players around at the minute could lace Harry's boots.
Good morning to Matt, who's in Australia.
Shout out to Matt in Australia.
He's got the breakfast show. Matt, did you have to get up for that then? Body, Mind, Spirit says useless players. Big up to Page Dog, who's on a different name on here. Says we seem very flat, very square, very predictable, to be honest. And Benjamin says we are clearly lacking attacking options. And do you know what? That's where we're going to have that chat now because Odegaard, another chance tonight, as you say, done nothing.
Nothing killer about the player.
I've had a clip go viral from TalkSport of us talking about Brennan Johnson. I think he's absolutely, sorry about my friends again there, wasted out wide. I said, try him in the 9. Like, Richarlison is there. I know, did that goal count as a goal for Richarlison? I don't know, but he just seems to run and run. I think Brendan Johnson, at least he can run in behind. Because that chance, I'm telling you now, the chance that, there are 2 chances, didn't he, Richie? The 2 chances he gets, in my opinion, Brendan Johnson scores them.
Do you know what it is? It's like you're relying on it, and we're not just relying on the club will be. Do you know what I mean? The hierarchy at the club. These boys have been bought in. They've been spent a bit of money on him to try and help us kick on. They're not doing it.
No.
And they're getting game opportunities. And I'm not being funny, as I said right at the start. You're getting a game opportunity like tonight in Odegaard, for example, against Bodo Glimt. You got to lay down a marker, but you're only going to lay down a marker, Madge, if you're good enough. And the question that comes next is, are they good enough? And we always talk about, do you get enough time? Are you going to get the time to showcase your capabilities? I don't think you get it. And you look at them types of performances, and that's a big X for them boys tonight because they would have needed to have done something they haven't. Be interesting what we do next because I'm looking at Xavi as well. Doesn't start tonight. Now there's no doubt he's a capable football player, but he come on the football pitch for me, and I'm looking for him to do a little bit more.
Well, I just feel like
I genuinely am.
I just feel in general. That when Spurs come against this, when people bank up against us and there's no space, we just go side to side. There's never anyone who's just sort of putting something out of the bag. And again, we mentioned Harry Kane. He's someone that'd be outside that box just as a shot. Yeah. Bosh, there's the goal.
We spoke about it as well though, Madge, during the game. We do have to remember where we was not so long ago. Yeah. I'm talking about a team who finished 17th in the league, a team that lost 22 games, a team that were just an absolute shambles at times last year. Under a different manager with a different philosophy, agreed, but the majority of them footballers still remain at the club. So things are not going to change overnight. It's a new process. The key is to try and pick up as many positive results, whether that be a win or a draw in that process. You look at that tonight, you have to try and take a positive out of that. That could have been a defeat tonight.
Well, yeah, that's the
2-2, we move on to the next game. You look at the Wolves one at the weekend, could have ended up being a defeat. We nick a draw. You look at the game against Doncaster, 3 drab performances, but we haven't lost any of them. We're in the next round of the Carabao Cup. We've picked up a point in the Champions League tonight. Do you know what I mean? And we haven't lost in the Premier League at the weekend. So you have to try and look at the positives, because it is a work in progress, Madge. It really, really is. And it is a new process, unfortunately.
Page Dog brings up what we're talking about, saying that the side-to-side thing, right, is what he meant by it being really square. Our play is so square at the moment, predictable. What about breaking lines? The last time we broke lines was City, and that's it really. But again, Manchester City play a certain way.
Yeah.
So many other teams don't play that way. And again, I hate to bring up the scum, but the man that we wanted, Eberechi Eze, right, he is someone, if you watched against Newcastle, who set up with a 5 at the back by the end when Arsenal were going for it. He had something about him to could just create a problem, and then equally Declan Rice and his deliveries kept putting in the box. I find when we get outside, even we've got back to 2-2, we're in their half, and like you said, Odegaard didn't want the ball.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not seeing enough individual quality conjuring up enough moments that lead to goals and enough goal-scoring opportunities. You know what I mean? If you're good enough as a player, you can deliver them moments, Madge. I'm not seeing enough. I'm looking. One thing I'll say about Richarlison as well, I'll take it right back to a basic, something basic that you need for a striker. We said it before, didn't we? With this game today. Can you create a little yard for yourself? Can you give yourself a little shift and a shot? Something as basic as that. He can't do it.
Do you know what?
He can't do it, mate. He can't create a little yard for himself and get a shot away. That's a problem.
It's 5 o'clock in the morning down under. Matt watched it in bed on his phone, but dozed off a lot for the first half. So I did myself a favour. You did, mate.
I trust these players that are not good enough at Spurs will be replaced. I'm adamant, because everyone, I know we've had a debate on here about time, and you've got to give people time. Time, especially in the modern day, does not exist for me. These players will be replaced, whether it be in 6 months or a year. We just need to try and do as much as we can and as best we can within that time, and hope that you can see a little bit more from the players. But you're looking at games like tonight, you're looking at games like Doncaster, when players are finding it difficult, you start to ask the question, are they good enough?
Well, the thing is, we got Leeds on Saturday afternoon, like early doors as well, which is always difficult.
Again, that's a game, though, you're expecting people to turn up in. Let's be honest with you, Leeds are going to be in a dogfight down there this year, yeah? Yo-yoing up and down in the Championship to the Premier League. We should have...
One thing I will say is Leeds at home will give us space.
Tough, yeah, but I'll be honest, I went to Leeds a couple of years ago, we hammered them. Last couple of times we've travelled there. Mullered them.
Yeah, Conte time.
Yeah, what I'm saying is this is not a Leeds that with Rio Ferdinand at the back and Robbie Keane
but
Lee Bowyer and all that. We're playing a team that are yo-yoing up and down from the Championship. We should have players, if they're good enough, that go to Leeds on Saturday and get a job done. But it will be a hard fixture.
Terry's got involved on YouTube, currently watching us live. Don't forget, we have a YouTube channel where we record live. We actually need to start telling you guys well in advance when we're doing this, so we can get more of you in the chat.
Yeah.
What we will do, we're getting better at this. We do it. We're doing the pods. That's one step further than last year. We're a bit like Thomas Frank, Gaz. Last year was awful for us as a podcast. Yeah.
Yeah.
This year, we've not told everyone that with loads of advance time that we're doing a pod afterwards, but we're here. It's like getting the point.
Yeah.
We're here. We turned up. We got the point.
We're finding that there's a situation where we've gone from one extreme with Ange to a little bit. Are you looking at the Thomas Frank way at the moment? I would say it's more pragmatic than positive. Would you?
I just think.
But I think there's a reason behind the pragmatic approach. I genuinely feel
maybe he's a good coach and he knows what he's got in front of him. He's like, my defense is stronger than my attack.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You can't look at that offensive attack and go, can you rely on that lot to get us out and nick a couple of goals for us today? So what am I going to do?
You talked about big players like Mickey van der Ven stepping up Panini at the weekend, right? I thought he was at fault for the goal against Wolves, and then tonight, that kick out, Vicario, mate, he's a problem.
Again, it's another error. And then Jed Spence, you know what I mean?
Someone actually asked in the chat, Gaz, what you think of Vicario, because they said, I know what you think, Madge, but what does Gazza think of Vicario?
I think Vicario's a liability, but I don't know if there's any good goalkeepers around at the minute. You tell me one that Spurs.
I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you right now.
You've got Dean Henderson at Palace.
He's better than Vicario.
Why would you come to Tottenham at the minute?
No,
if
but
you're
he's
Palace?
better than Vicario.
I know, but why would you come?
No, but they're out there.
I know, but what? Yeah, I get that but you'd have to prove how long a minute. By the way, I mentioned one goalkeeper there.
Okay, Nick Pope.
I don't think Nick Pope's better than like Vicario.
You're not?
I watched Nick Pope. He makes a lot of errors for Newcastle. He made one yesterday for the goal throw. He comes flapping for the second goal.
And to be fair, talking about distribution, that throw he tried to throw out to get them moving, the goal comes from that.
By the way, I'm not saying that Vicario's like the answer, but I just don't know who is out there and how much you're going to have to pay for him.
Is football just rubbish now?
I just think
football just rubbish because there's no strikers. Keepers are crap. Like, do you know what it is? Do you know how football's ruined when holding midfielders are £110 million, like Caicedo and that.
What we've gone away from having a strikers. We've got you're looking at clubs at Spurs. I always remember it and make it go back to it. At one point, we had Darren Bent, Defoe. Was it Kane, Berbatov? Was that the four?
Oh, what, the fours?
That was the four ball.
When you had four up front.
It was a problem when Tottenham, when you needed 3 or 4 strikers. Throwback wingers. They can get the ball on their preferred.
The season that we got into the Champions League, yeah, we had Johnson, bro. We had Peter Crouch, Johnson, Keane, and Defoe. Mate,
gone are the days where you get wingers on their preferred foot, getting it wide, delivering crosses with 2 strikers attacking the ball. Do you know what I mean? The quality, it's a massive drop off in quality. Don't get me wrong, like the game is still an intense level, but you're looking at Arsenal, who you'd say are the team at the minute. The 2 goals they get at St James's Park, where do they come from? Set plays.
Yeah.
They're not opening up teams. I remember Arsenal used to get it wide to Perez and Lundberg and Omri and all that level, and that ain't that level, mate. It ain't that level of player they got.
There is no space anymore, and this is why football. We should just do a podcast on football and just why football's clapped. Like football right now. I'm sorry to use such an expression, yeah, but football is in a bad place right now, and I blame one man and one man only, Pep Guardiola. Yeah,
you could argue that he was he changed things, didn't he?
Well, no, it starts with I'll blame Mourinho actually for creating the Makelele role. Yeah, that sort of
there's so many factors.
But then Pep Guardiola and systems and everyone's stupid systems. This is why I don't know if you saw the interview with Jack Grealish, someone I would have loved to have at Spurs this time round. Talking to Tim Sherwood, and they seem to have a nice bromance actually. Obviously, he had him at Villa when he was very young, and he talked about being able just to go out there and play. The word maverick. Where are the Mavericks in football? Where are they?
Don't see them.
They're not allowed to exist anymore.
Don't see them, mate. Not enough elite football players that can do a bit on the ball for you and make things happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're finding you know everything seems to be a bit of a drop off at the moment, but you need to go with it because that's what it is. And yeah, you know what I mean. It could have been a whole lot worse tonight.
Oh, so it's not going to be a whole lot worse, but
I'm not. As I said, there's positives at Tottenham for me. There's a lot of positives at the minute.
Which are?
I think we've got good foundations defensively to work on. I think we've kept a few clean sheets already this season. I think we're harder to beat. I think Palhinha is a great addition in central midfield. I think he's a fantastic football player. And as I said, he's stepping up in other areas as well, because when others are not. So that's impressive. We just haven't got the right quality at the top end. It's not there. You look at Lucas Bergvall, for example, rightly so, has been getting the praise of recent weeks, yeah? He didn't play well against Wolves. I was at the game, and he didn't play well tonight. Gets hooked tonight. So consistency is another thing that Tottenham players are going to have to keep up with. If you're playing well, you need to consistently play well. We can't afford players to have one good game, couple of good games, 2 bad games. But you also have to factor in the age that comes with it. He's a 19-year-old kid. You're going to get that. So you're going to have to accept that. And us as fans at times, I think we are going to have to accept players.
Well, the first and foremost.
You know what I mean? Because of their age is a big thing.
Right, okay. There's so many ways to look at this.
So many.
And as I said, I think there's too much football. I think right now we're bouncing from we're not even allowing us to decompress from Wolves at the weekend, which was Saturday night, to Tuesday in Norway, and we're looking at the same issues and the same problems. It was like rolling out of one game to another.
It's a great show.
Right?
But we want it though, don't we? This is what all Spurs fans wanted.
Yes.
We wanted the Champions League. I can guarantee you that Spurs fans watching that game tonight would have rather have done without the game, watching it. would have rather have not played tonight, but we were all desperate, and everyone's desperate for the Champions League football to come back to Spurs. But I guarantee there's people watching that game tonight who would have rather, if you just said, Madge, gone, I'd rather have not played tonight.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
100%.
We're all desperate to have the football back.
No, but not like that. The product is being harmed by the amount of usage of it, right? And that's what we're seeing with football in general now. Like Liverpool there tonight, going to Galatasaray, they've lost 1-0, you know. And after losing in the weekend, it's like, it just comes so quick. With Spurs, right, big problem is, and I heard that Solanke needs surgery, is that correct?
That's bad from the club, Madge.
Yeah, real bad.
I'm not being funny. That's really bad. Like, because you're looking at a club there who got so much scrutiny last year about the players that are out and the length of time that players are out for, and you've made a call on a player there in Solanke with a situation where you're hoping his injury and you're monitoring it, you're hoping it might get better. It hasn't worked out. Now he's having surgery now after missing a load of games. Yeah,
he could have been having that from,
and that is an X, mate. That is a big problem for that lot. And I'm not being funny. We're already getting little niggles, ain't we? You got Mawani's picking up dead legs. You got Romero's precautionary little one tonight. You don't want to start that one again for us. We need players fit. That was a disaster for me, that Solanke one, mate.
So when is he expected to be back?
The manager doesn't expect him to be out for too long, but the trouble is he's not played no football, so he's getting up to speed.
100%.
So that's going to be another issue for the
and
club.
again, this Mawani one, listen, ladies and gentlemen.
Unbelievable.
I don't know about you lot, but me and Gazza, if you don't know, we went to an all-boys school together, right? Called St. Ignatius College, for those that are new to the podcast. And one thing that was a stable part of our daily life was the dead leg, right?
Yeah.
It was called Grandad in our days. Was it ever called Grandad in your days? Just no. We used to scream
This
Grandad.
generation's gone.
It's gone. Lost
Generation.
I don't know what, because you limp afterwards, innit? So we called it Grandad, yeah? But literally, we would scream Grandad, right? Let me tell you, there's a lot of ball slapping going on in the showers. But literally, someone would grab someone's shoulder, yeah? And they would pull into it and then give the knee.
Yeah, problems.
It was, I'm telling you now.
Even the arms. We used to get the punch in the arms.
There was one time that it got pulled up in assembly that it could lead to blood clotting and someone could die from it. That's how bad it got, right? How bad is this dead leg of Mawani's? Has he been St. Ignatius? Has he been rocking around Ignatius? Because I tell you what, I've seen this geezer come on, get a yellow card and get a dead leg. That's it. It's like, Mawani! Yellow card, dead leg.
You're looking at. I want to just talk about someone as well. Who I think's been really, really good for Spurs this year in Bentancur, right? Weren't at it tonight. You give away.
It wasn't at it against Wolves either.
You know, weren't at it against Wolves. Weren't at it tonight. I'm back onto that word consistency. On the verge of signing a new deal.
Is he tired?
Spurs are committing their future to you. You're committing their future to Spurs. We're going to need you, mate.
Look, see, Terry, who went to Ignatius, said we used to get granddads on a daily at
What's
St.
happening? I don't get it, yeah. But as I said, it could have been, what worse? Like, it really, really could have.
A lot of people are asking, I think Mawani has had a fallout with Frank or one of the coaches and is in a sabbatical.
That sounds like someone who, my brother whose brother knows his brother.
That's from Justin Bowden. He's saying.
To be fair, Justin knows his stuff. I speak to him a lot, so shout out to Justin. So if there might be something in that.
Also, the pitch is unacceptable in Champions League. The money they make, they could put in an underground heating. Dom has had the op on the anchor. He's had the op on the anchor. Okay, cool. There's lots to talk about. A dead arm was called a dash. It is.
It's not as. It could have been a whole lot worse this week.
Terry's bang on. Bentancur had a basuma tonight.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, and you can't afford that. Yeah, you can't afford that. We need players, our senior players, and he's one of them, to be consistent, because you need the group to be. You need to be the group to be galvanised of what you're doing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, and setting the tone, if you like.
I'm just thinking, like, going into the Leeds game now.
I think Spurs will win on Saturday,
but we need a convincing win, and we need to sort of go into that international break with a little bit of swagger. The trouble is, what do you do up the top end? I said it to you on here. I'm not against Spurs. I wouldn't be against Spurs going to 3 at the back. Now you look at Manchester United; they haven't got the players for it. I think Spurs have. I think we have.
I think Danzo, Romero, and Van der Ven could play at the back. I think Adugi could play left wing back, and I think Porro could play right wing back. 2 natural wing.
Spence or
what it would do in the short term is deal with your left hand side problem. It would allow Xavi to come inside. You'd have a problem with Kudus because where could he play? I think he's that good of a player. He'd probably be able to cope as well. So it would allow the setup to look a little bit different defensively.
So you're going to go 5. Are you going to go 5-2-3-1?
I don't know. I haven't really. It's more from like the wing back point of view, like because the left hand side is a major issue, match.
Yeah,
it's not working.
I think so.
It's not working. Like everyone's had a go out there.
So
Johnson's had a go out there. Xavi's had a go out there. Tell's had a go out there. It's not working. So
you could go 5 at the back. You could go Jed Spence left back over a Dougie.
I think it's about balance in that formation with wing back. So I would go a Dougie at left wing.
Okay, a Dougie. Poro right wing back. So you're dropping Spence.
Yeah, for a minute.
Van der Ven, Romero, and Danso. There's your 5.
Yeah.
Then we're going to go for a 2, a 5.
I think so. Yeah,
I think 5-2.
Yeah.
So then we go Polinia and Bergval or Bentancur.
I wouldn't go Bergval. I would go Bentancur and Polinia. The 2 most defensive-minded ones in there are probably a bit more of a stature, a bit more capability.
Cool.
Or Sarr, maybe, but I think Bergval, he'd be a little bit too offensive for me in that role.
So there's the 2 there, right? Then your 3 across.
Yeah.
That's when you bring in, Simmons in the 10?
Yeah.
Kudus on the right.
And then you got, Richarlison.
Is he on the 1?
But what I'm saying is they're tucked in because he's allowing you to width for Dougie. Yeah. So they're not, you know what I mean? They're allowed a little bit more license to roam because the Doogie's allowing you that width. All I'm saying is it's not working, what we're doing. It's not working. And we're setting up in the next way and hoping it. What I feel, but again, this is not a criticism on Thomas Frank for me. I'm looking at the players because he will be looking at the players. You've got to remember, Thomas Frank's been at Spurs for how long? 3-4 months?
Yeah.
He's giving people an opportunity. We're only 6 games into a Premier League season. So he's having a sight of these players. He's looking at them away from home today in Norway on a 4G pitch saying, what you got in the bag? Yeah, so he's having a look at the people that we've got. But
should we just break it down quite quickly?
It's not working.
Let's break it down quite quickly then for today's game. The people that turned up and did a bit. Mickey van der Ven.
Always.
Tick box, yeah?
Brilliant.
Pedro Porro, deliveries.
I thought his deliveries were good today.
So
I thought it was a real big problem. Yep.
Polinia, when he came on, assured.
I'm looking at the goal there, and as I said, I'm looking for any sort of positives. I'll give Archie Gray one because what he's done, he's made a run in an advanced area and had a shot, and you're asking a question from the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
That's a tick for me. That is because I've not seen that in his game. So well done for that. I'm going to give him a little bit of praise off that.
Wilson he goes, I don't think Oda Bird was that bad. I don't know.
Then we're setting a low bar. Because I'm looking at chances created. I'll tell you one thing. Bo, friend of the show, Bo was here. He watched the game with us. He made a great shout. His passing accuracy's got to be 100%. You know why? Because he goes backwards and sideways.
Yeah,
short passes.
Do you know what it is? I hear what Wilson's saying. He wasn't that bad, but mate, he wasn't that good.
Yeah.
So it's you know,
you've got to raise the bar. The bar's got to be raised. We can't have a low bar and just accept mediocrity because we're not going to get what we want to be. We're not going to get to where we want to be.
Otherwise, Gazza will be left candescent with rage.
I'll be honest, we're not, are we? You know what I mean? If you're accepting that as a decent performance tonight, then Jesus.
You know,
that's just my opinion, though. And it is a game of opinions.
Again, back to opinions. Terry's just said, I'm not having Johnson when he plays we're a man down. Now, as I said before, let's have this discussion for our podcast so we can clip this up and put this online as well. I do not think Brennan Johnson suits playing out wide on the right-hand side. I don't think he's got enough confidence in himself to try and take someone on. He doesn't have the drop of the shoulder. I also feel he doesn't help out Pedro Porro. One thing Kudus does, he does work back and works his socks off, right? I think you would be, especially in this interim where there's no Solanke, I don't know where Mawani is. We've got Richarlison. We can't keep playing Richarlison. I would go to Leeds on Saturday and I would start Brennan Johnson in a false 9. And I don't see why you wouldn't give it a go.
It's a bold move. I don't think he's good enough to be a striker personally. But
based on what?
I don't think he's technically good enough. I don't think he's got good enough movement. So I look at Brennan Johnson and the goals that he's got from Spurs. It's running in straight lines, running to the back post. The majority of his goals.
The goals this season. Doncaster getting him behind a man. Burnley getting behind a man.
I get that, but I'm on about from the majority of the goals. He literally taps in at the back post. But
that means he's got a knack for natural ability to be in the right place at the right time.
But that's very different to being central in the middle of the goal when your back's to goal, for example. Do you reckon his hold-up play? Do you reckon he's strong enough?
But for me, that's option of him is when you get the wingers going down, if you're going to play in the 5 as well.
Yeah.
And then you're going to get more balls coming across and stuff like that. And I do think he is good at instinctively finishing the ball. You know,
There's no doubt.
His old man used to be a forward.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, played for Forest.
Yeah.
There's no doubt, that he can finish. I just don't think he's got the tools to be a forward, mate. With his back to goal, I don't think his movement, don't think he's got enough skill, don't think he's got enough power. But what I will say is, I'm looking at his competition, and the question I ask is, could he do any worse?
I can't.
That's the question.
I just can't write off someone who scored 18 goals for us last season.
Can't.
I don't think you can do that. I just think that is just. I understand the frustration. The last time I saw Brennan Johnson go down the right hand side and crucify people,
I've never seen it.
I'll tell you when. And Willie Boy would have seen it as well. For Nottingham Forest against Leicester. Do you remember against Leicester in the FA Cup? He had an example tour, and I said, "Who is he?" Yeah.
The trouble that you have there with Madge, because as I said to you, like, even though if I don't think he's good enough to play that role, and that's just my opinion, and you think he might be able to do a little bit for you, the question that comes with it, as I just said, is who's his competition at the minute? Richarlison. Could he do any worse? Probably not.
Yeah.
So therefore, if you're looking to try things to try and change an outcome, that might be one to do. I don't know, mate. Is it a solution moving forward long term? Probably not. But he has got a knack for scoring goals. That is for sure.
We are massively missing Madders, someone that can play a pass.
But we're hoping that's what I'm saying. Like that Xavi, I know he's coming in, and people could say he needs a bit of time to settle in and all of that. But I'm looking for him to do a little bit. He needs to do a little bit. Like
it is early days, mate.
It is very early days, but every game's scrutinised.
I know, but what it is you've got to allow players.
I am. By the way, this is the most positive I've ever been. Honestly, at this stage of the season, and I think our listeners and people online will probably tell you the same. Like you have to put things into context. We have to understand where we was, where we are, and where we're trying to get to. There is a process to it all. So yeah, only time's going to tell. See what happens, mate.
It's so annoying though, because like I said, all of this is based on how the other team's set up, right? And as a football team and as an elite footballer, you got to be prepared to change what you're going to do. And the thing is, like, you just want to say to people, stop playing with 2 blanks of 4. It's boring. Like, let's play football. Let's play each other and see who wins. But that's not going to happen.
Do you remember the little combination? Yeah, there you go. Make when you're even little combinations like Crouch and Van der Vaart. Remember that little stint that they had together? Even that, Crouch, Defoe. Like, just little combinations up front, Berbatov and Kane, but partnerships, connection.
Again,
it's just not there.
You have to always. We look at nostalgia. We look back with rose-tinted glasses. Let me tell you something. At the time when Jermaine Defoe was at our football club, a lot of people said he should be on the bench because he was inconsistent. Jermaine Defoe, who I love, who's been amazing, and if you watch his highlights reels, unreal. Could do dumb things out of nowhere, but it weren't game after game after game. It wasn't a Harry Kane game after game type thing, right? So I do think sometimes we forget about those situations there, like Pavlyuchenko and people like that.
Pavlu.
Yeah. And like we didn't really...
Rebrov?
Sergei Rebrov.
£11 million, mate, was bought in from Dynamo Kiev to be the main man.
We are coming off the back of our generation's Jimmy Greaves. Now you'd think people still to this day talk about the late great Jimmy Greaves. I feel like I know Jimmy Greaves. I watched him. I watched Saints and Greaves as a kid. That's what I knew him as. Other than that, I never seen him play football, but I feel like I watched him because how good we're told he was, right? We have just said goodbye to the Premier League's deadliest duo, Son and Kane. And that's not us as Spurs fans saying that. That's factual.
Yeah.
Those two and again, you can argue, well, they spent the most time together, so they've got more chance to get more goals. I just think we are really in a place of rebuilding. And
yeah, we are.
When people definitely, listen, I'm on TalkSport and people ringing me about Arteta and the trust the process thing and 5 years down the line and they're all getting gassed and we're going to win the league and all that. Mate, he had to strip that squad, change it. He's changed it 2 or 3 times to get it where he wants it to be, right? Spurs, this is, like you said, Frank's, 7th, 8th game in?
Yeah, he's still looking at these players, mate. Do you know what I mean? Not just obviously what they're doing in games, but what they're doing before and after it. So what I mean by that is, how do you bounce back if you've had a poor game? Do you know what I mean? He'll be looking at these boys. And I have no doubts, especially because you look at the club and they're turning down bids from multi-billion pound bids from other people. And what that will naturally come with is a little bit of pressure from fans, whether it's right or wrong, for them to put their money where their mouth is and start spending a little bit of money and going after a certain calibre of player that's going to make Spurs fans happy. So we'll see in January, because we need to be preparing for January already. For me,
I agree with
genuinely mean that. And I'm on about bringing in some real quality in the areas that we need, because there'll be a lot of football.
That's a very hard task in January.
Very, very hard task. But how eager and how keen are you?
Well, do you know what? The only club I can really give props to for last season's January was Aston Villa, bringing in Rashford and Asensio. That's the kind of levels that we need. You know, when it comes to January. Yeah,
we've had some good recruitment. Yeah. We've had some good recruitment, some exceptional recruitment. We've had some bad ones. If you look at it, really, we're about 50-50. A few of them, like you look at Tell, how's that one going to work out? Odeber, how's that one going to work out? Gray, have to review that down the line. But you have had some good ones in terms of value for money. We've mentioned them already. Sarr, who's developed over the last couple of years, just £10 million we paid for him. Bergvall, what was it, 8, 9, £10 million? You know what I mean? You look at Van der Ven, even we bought him for 40, 45 million, he's doubled that.
Yeah.
He has, hasn't he? You know what I mean? He's doubled that. You look at Spence, what he's turned into, he's an England player now. What did we nick him for from Forest a couple of years ago?
16, I think.
It's nothing really, is it? Do you know what I mean? So we have had some good recruitment as well. So, look, you look at teams, look at Chelsea, mate, the amount of money that they're spending, they're going backwards. No guarantees. Look at Villa.
Gaz, Wilson's asked if you could interview Harry Kane for a bit of an update.
Oh, really? Yeah. So
he wants you to interview me.
All right, where are we? In Germany and England?
We're just
Hello, Harry. It's lovely to see you. It's been such a long time since we managed to get together.
Yeah,
Them glory days at Spurs. Obviously, you was Spurs' all-time record goal scorer. You seem to be happy in Germany at the minute. You missed out on the Ballon d'Or. But what we want to know is, will you return to Spurs, Harry?
Yeah, obviously. There's a lot of speculation over the future at the moment, obviously. I've just finished a great game. Scored 2. Obviously, I've got a picture of me over there. Pass me my picture, please. Obviously, I'm a legend, obviously, as you know. And hopefully, I'm here for many years with Bayern Munich. You know, as another 2 goals tonight. What's that? 102 goals and 105 games. Obviously, it's it's what I've come to expect of myself. But I demand more. I demand more of myself, and hopefully.
Harry, it's been lovely to join me, to be with you, and this interview, and all the best for the rest of the season, sir.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. Hopefully.
Harry Kane there.
People are like, is this Harry live now?
Harry live in Germany.
Listen, Gaz, I spent a season mocking him with the Bundesliga update on the podcast.
I've felt that you're you know what it is with you, because I can tell you've sort of changed at the minute. Like, I think you're just seeing the levels. I watched a video the other day, right? And you do remember the moments with Harry, but I watched the video and you just remember. There's so many goals you just forget, like goals at Southampton away, just goals all over the country that he scored, and you just think, wow, 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 wow.
Yeah,
that's what I'm doing.
You know what it is?
The drop off in ability is mad.
Do you know what it is with Harry? Yeah, Harry and Sonny as well. It was so regular that we just took it for granted.
Bang! But I'm on about left foot.
I know.
Like left foot goals, yeah. Like drilled out the feet, poof! Like bang, bottom corners, past the goalie, top bins, everything, the whole lot. And you see what we're getting now at the top end, Jesus Christ. But as I said, it's not just us. Imagine if you're a Man United fan, you've had Rooney, Van Nistelrooy, York, Cole, you name them, but Sheringham, Solskjaer, whoever it might have been, Berbatov of recent years, and you got them boys up front for them now.
Yeah, as I said,
come on, it's just it's just a different time, isn't it? I hope football comes back to what it was, 4-4-2, couple of big strikers up front, and it will do. Because just like anything in life, whether it be fashion, like things do have a tendency to come back round, don't they, Madge?
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if that come back round. You're already seeing long throw-ins being introduced this season. That would never have happened, really, like last couple of years, would it?
No, 100%.
That's crept back into the game. Everyone's relying on set plays. So hopefully things might come back a little.
Well, I'd love to see 2 strikers come back.
What's killed the game is, as well, you can't tackle. You've got VAR that's killing things. You're looking at how long it takes to make a decision. You look, even tonight, some of them decisions took ages, and you're just killing the game. The fans don't know what's going on in the stadium, so we'll see. But as for Spurs, mate, it's not doom and gloom for me. Performances like tonight are really, really bad. But I've seen us lose them games. Wolves at the weekend, I've seen them lose them.
Beast of TH says football has too many average players nowadays. Now, I don't necessarily think they're average players. I think we're in a world now where footballers are elite athletes.
Yeah.
Everyone is so fast and strong that it's just you don't get any time on the ball anymore.
Do you know what? I'm going to come in there, Madge, because he's a good friend of yours, Joleon Lescott, right? I watched a podcast with Joleon Lescott, and he played in a couple of different sort of eras, isn't he? Yeah. Do you know what he said? And he was nailed on, in my opinion. He said, it isn't that there's not good players now. It's just there was more of them back then. It's as simple as that. It isn't that there isn't any good players, but there was just more of them.
Yeah, but then
different. There was all over the pitch.
I think what's happening
strikers. Every club had a good striker.
What I think is happening now is these kids are being taken to academies far too early, and they're being overcoached, and they're taking away some of the magic that they have just naturally as footballers. And I think that's what we're seeing a lot of. And
look at defending, Madge. The art of defending when you grew up was what? Heading and tackling. You can't tackle anymore.
Well, you're not allowed to header.
You can't hold anyone. You're not allowed no contact. So how do you teach a kid the basic fundamentals of defending? What is it? You know what I mean? It's difficult because, what is it? It's a forever changing game.
The other thing is as well, is I just look how, my son gets trained or whatever else. It's all ball work, ball at the feet and step overs and Cruyffs and Zidans and this and that and the other, right? It's all of that. But there's not much game play discussion in terms of finding space, picking a pass. Now, you know me as a footballer, Gaz. What's one of my joys? Passing the football.
Yeah.
Right? I love finding a little pass, little gap. Where's that gone in the game? That one pass that opens up.
Look at Beckham's game, mate. David Beckham. I put David Beckham as one of the most enjoyable players to watch when I was growing up.
Yeah.
The ability to just get a ball and ping one 30 yards, 40 yards on a sixpence, whether it be on your feet, whether it be on your head, whether it be on your chest. Just the ability to do that. Don't see it, Madge, do we, anymore? The range of passing.
There's a lot of discussion on the YouTube that people are watching as we record this now about, whether or not, these players nowadays would get into, some of the 90s teams. I would say, I think what it is, some of the maverick players that played in those days, I think in actual fact, there were more average players in those days, yeah, and the Mavericks looked so good because they were playing against lesser opposition. Now, where now you look at the team, if you watch Spurs and Wolves at the weekend, I thought Wolves had some good players.
I looked at it about at times, yeah.
I was like, they could do a bit this lot. I think most of these people that come against each other, they're so good, all of them, as a collective, they nullify one another. They actually nullify one another. So it's hard for somebody to take advantage of that. And
that's a good
people
shout.
are so precious about losing the ball and losing possession that they don't want to.
I think I agree with that. I think if you look at Spurs, though, and you just take a deep breath and you sit down and you just chill for a minute, we're 6 games into the Premier League season. Was it 6, 7?
Well, let's break it down quickly because that's a good thing, right?
You know what I mean?
This is it. If you look at it and you go, we're about to get to that international break. Let's pray we get a win against Leeds, yeah?
That's another thing, Madge, international break. Why are we on our second international break already of the season?
If we can go and get a win,
games.
if we can go and get a win at Ellen Road, it's a big win, right?
Huge win.
You go into the international break in the top 4. You're in the last 16 of the Carabao Cup.
Nick 4 points in the Champions League.
You're unbeaten in the Champions League.
Yeah,
and
sounds better,
4
doesn't
points.
it? The narrative sounds fantastic.
The narrative sounds better. And you've had 1 loss under the new gaffer. Now, but the problem is the eye test, the visual eye test. If you've watched it like we have, you look at it and go,
your eyes don't lie in it.
Oh, it's poor. But some of the football under Ange, you might say we should have won that game. We'd lose a game 2-0 or 2-1. We go, we should have won that.
You can look at it negatively. You can look at it positively. The narrative changed in that game at least 6 times. What did we say when we got it back to 2-2? We was all sitting there having a laugh, weren't we? Like, yeah, boys, you know what it's going to be now? Spurs showing heart. Spurs have showed the character. Spurs didn't give up tonight. They're going to have it's different under Thomas Frank. If that was under another manager, they wouldn't have pulled that back. It can quickly change. You can get sucked into thinking that and believing that, whether it's true or not. Yeah, but the reality is, we did get back in the game. We did get 2-2. We did get an equaliser against Wolves. We're still in the Carabao Cup. We're doing all right in the league. We're in the top 4. That's the facts.
If we would have beaten Brighton and Wolves, we'd be top.
Yeah.
Mad, isn't it?
It is mental, mate. I think that Spurs have got an unbelievable opportunity, and that's why I hope that in January...
This is key.
Yeah, it's key because if you can just... And I know that January is a long time away, but we're already into October.
It's not actually that far.
You're talking about 12...
Start doing your business now.
12 weeks away, yeah, really, isn't it? October, November, December, yeah? 12 weeks away.
Holidays are coming.
What I'm saying is, yeah, you look at Forest under Ange and where there was last year. So a team that was above you and in the mixer, fallen off. Aston Villa picking up their first win of the season at the weekend. Yeah. Hit and miss. You don't know what's coming with them. Chelsea, they might just be on the verge of getting a new manager if things don't work out right for them. Newcastle lost their best player up front.
Man United still shit.
5 teams there. Yeah. You might just be able to get in front of all of them if things work out for yourself.
Yeah, because...
You can. There is an unbelievable opportunity.
You know inevitably the Palaces and the Bournemouths will drop off.
Yeah. Mate, there's even if they are gate crashing, yeah, even if they are there's still an opportunity for you, Spurs.
That's a really good way of saying, and that all, as you say, comes down to the board.
Yes.
And in January, because let's have it right, Kulu's not back until we don't even know December earliest, possibly January. Madders ain't back until Feb. Solanke, when's he back? When's he going to be fit? We got to go improve in those areas, and we got to go and get proven players.
Yeah, because as I said, these group of boys in certain areas that we've discussed tonight, and at certain areas that all Spurs fans will know that we need to be improving on, they're being given opportunities, Madge. So none of them can turn round, as I say, and say that they haven't been given a chance, because they're all been given a chance. And do you know what? January, whether it only be 12 weeks away, still got a lot of football to be played until then. So they'll have even more chances. I keep saying it. If you're good enough, somebody's going to grab the shirt. Somebody's going to go, bang, that left-hand spot, that's mine. Big games I'm playing. Who's going to grab the shirt? Is anyone capable of grabbing the shirt? Is anyone good enough of grabbing the shirt and making it their own? We'll see.
Someone said about, Page Dog said, Beast Madge wants coasters. Keep Gaz forgetting them. We've got the coasters here.
Got the coasters here, mate. Come on.
Always got the
coasters. Don't doubt me. Don't doubt me. Come on.
Simply A says, Palace look like a very good team. I had them down for 8th. I think with Palace, though, again, they're all going to rely on injuries and being injury-free.
Unbelievable.
Because their squad depth.
Funny. To lose Eze, like...
And don't forget, they've got the European situation in the conference as well, as they go deeper into things. So
development of Mateta up front, by the way. I looked at him a little while ago, and I thought, not for me. No. But what is the key at that club? The manager, Glasner. Yeah. What a manager. What a job
Will he be there by the end of the season?
What a job he's done.
Would Amram get chucked out and you go straight for Glasner if you're Man United?
Mate, comes into the job, already a winner, already a Europa League winner going into it. Here's Nick Crystal Palace, an FA Cup, a Community Shield, and they're in the top 4 after 6 games. That's unbelievable.
And beat Liverpool.
That is unbelievable
After losing Eze.
And I'll tell you one thing, that Selhurst Park, you get it going there. That is rocking over there. Mate. So, yeah, well done to Crystal Palace.
Guys, it's always a pleasure, mate. I know you need to go to bed because it is 5 to 11. This is way past your bed. So what time you'll be up?
What, tonight?
What time you'll be up for tomorrow morning?
Oh, I'll be up probably about 6:30.
Okay,
6:30.
I've been up early last couple of days.
Yeah, you've been all over the shop, you know.
7 a.m.
Shout out to the stat man who's doing it, obviously, behind the thing. Where was you 7 a.m.? Where you been?
I was at an appointment.
Yeah.
Early doors, 8 o'clock.
Good appointment?
Yeah.
You got a nice little schedule coming up. The boxing. What's happening in the boxing world quickly?
What's going on in the boxing
Got a big one in Yard, November, isn't you?
Yeah.
That's a big one.
That's a big one.
Out in Riyadh.
Feels like I haven't been to Saudi in ages, so that'd actually be quite nice.
Yeah, that'd be good for you. That'd be good, mate. You got to do some boxing.
Eubank Ben, yeah.
Yeah, mate. How was that? You was at the presser, weren't you? At Spurs?
I think
bit flat. I think Connor was a bit flat when he.
I
Off the
think
back of Ricky
Hatton, yeah. I think again. I think the room was flat. I think I
Yeah,
see Gareth A. Davies and Spencer Oliver, and they came both very hurt by what happened. Obviously, you see Coogan as well. Everyone was just a bit in their shell,
Yeah.
shocked by it all. But that's it. Nice tributes by Man City for Ricky Hatton, I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Oasis, yeah.
Proper legend, mate.
Oh, mate.
Big
Absolutely.
time. Big time. You'll never get anyone, like, and I mean, I'm on about Tyson Fury, anyone that will do what he did in Vegas.
20,000.
No chance. No one will ever come close.
Mate, let's not end the podcast on a really down beat, because it's like...
It's not down, it's a positive.
No,
The Geezer is an icon.
No, but what I'm saying is it's like everything in life has peaked. Football's peaked. Music's peaked. Boxing's peaked.
No, well, look, we love the game of football, but I'm not being funny. No one can make an argument that football is in a better place now than what it was a little while ago. What we're hoping for is that it will come back.
No, but one other thing I will say is, like, for example, if you watch Match of the Day at the weekend, yeah, you got Palace beating Liverpool.
Match. Go on, I'm going to cut.
Yeah.
Can I quickly come in? You've got a manager in Bruno Almarim, yeah? Is it Bruno Almarim, yeah? That Micah Richards on Match of the Day, come you speak, that identified the changes that he was making. You have got the manager of Manchester United putting Mason Mount as a left wing back. Yeah? Where is the game at? Where is the quality? Not just on the pitch, but off it.
But that's
Ange Postecoglou at Nottingham Forest has been gone in there. He's a legend at Spurs, won us the cup. They haven't won a game.
So we are, mate.
5 games. The saviour.
Season 2,
He's
please.
no saviour.
Season 2.
So, yeah.
No, but what I was saying was, if you look at the difference of Match of the Day now, you got Crystal Palace beating Liverpool, Wolves coming to Spurs drawing, Brighton going to the Bridge and winning 3-1.
Brighton are a good team.
Yeah, good team. But if you watched that Match of the Day back in the day, it would have been like Chelsea 6, Brighton 0 here at Stamford Bridge. The levels, the people are caught up. People have caught up, man. And I think that's what's the other thing to take from this is how difficult it is to navigate the Premier League. I say it time and time again. It's the hardest league in the world because the quality is throughout all of those different teams.
So much room for improvement though at Spurs. And do you know what? What I mean by that is it's not just necessarily, as we've already touched on, people that you're looking to bring in. But if you get a bit more out of Xavi and you get him start playing, if you get that one player, for example, playing and doing a bit for you, the outlook and the conversation on this podcast could change completely in that one player.
Yeah, I agree.
In that one player. And so hopefully that game is at Leeds. Put him in his best position, number 10, give him the ball, let's make things happen.
Well, let's go again because it is only Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, three odd days away. Those lot will be coming back from Norway straight tonight. I would have thought they'd fly back, get home, recovery tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, and then off to Leeds.
Can they get any of that moody plane food? Or they get
no, they'll have the high class.
High class.
They got their own plane, haven't they?
Elite, yeah.
Yeah. Well, speaking of gourmet stuff, you got your dinner waiting for you.
Yeah.
So I'll leave you to it, guys. To
much.
everyone who's been with us in the comments here on YouTube, thank you very much. Paige Dog, Matt in Australia, lots of people with us tonight. It's been really nice. Wilson, Beast of TH, Simile Ace, Justin, Terry, thank you very much.
Shout out to everyone.
And if you're one of those people that are listening to the pod, you're like, why are they talking to the people on YouTube? Well, you come and support us on YouTube as well, please then. Come on. Come and join the community. And if you are listening, watching, make sure you subscribe. From Majestic Gazza, we got away with that one. Nick the point.
The Same Old Spurs podcast with Majestic and